Do you know someone who doesn't care about Snapchat streaks? Maybe it's a friend, a sibling, or maybe it's even you. At first glance, it might seem strange. After all, streaks are supposed to be fun, a little daily habit that keeps you connected, a green number that grows as days pass. But for some people, skipping a day isn't laziness, it's a choice, and that choice tells you more than you think. It tells you that they understand something most of us overlook. A number on a screen does not measure care. A streak does not define a relationship. It does not dictate self-worth. For them, streaks are not a priority. They know that chasing digital consistency can quickly become a tiny prison, a task that steals energy from real-life goals, passions, and moments that truly matter. And this choice, it's rooted in maturity. Think about childhood. Remember those moments when you had to do daily chores, complete homework, or follow strict household rules just to keep everything running smoothly? Every day it was do this, do that, or face consequences. Some kids learned early that constant obligation could become overwhelming. That doing things because you had to didn't always feel good, even if it seemed necessary. That pressure, day after day, builds awareness that not everything requires your full attention and not every task defines your value. Snapchat streaks can feel the same way, but self-imposed. For someone who chooses not to chase them, it's a reflection of that lesson learned in childhood, the difference between obligation and choice. They've seen how small pressures repeated daily can take up more space in the mind than they deserve. They understand that freedom and intention matter more than compliance. Now, fast forward to adulthood. You have a job with deadlines, side projects, family responsibilities, and social commitments. Every day brings a list of tasks that demand energy, focus, and attention. For someone who doesn't chase streaks, adding that one more must-do feels unnecessary. They're already navigating enough responsibilities. The streak isn't ignored because they don't care. It's ignored because they prioritize meaningful engagement over digital obligation. Think about someone working late on a personal goal, or studying for an exam, or simply decompressing after a long day. For them, responding to a streak can feel like just another checkbox in an endless to-do list. It's not rejection, it's self-care. Even in everyday life, this mindset shows up in small ways. Imagine a friend who only posts on Instagram when they genuinely feel like sharing, not to maintain a streak or to look active. Or someone who calls a friend, not out of obligation, but because they truly want to connect. Or think about texting someone. Some people respond immediately out of habit, others wait until they can engage meaningfully. Those who skip streaks are the latter. They engage when they are ready, not because a green flame demands it. They've learned that presence is far more meaningful than perfunctory consistency. This choice reflects maturity and emotional intelligence. They know their limits, they know their priorities, they know that life is too short to expend energy on small obligations that don't truly matter. Some might see it as detachment or even carelessness, but in reality, it's thoughtful self-management. They understand that connection is measured not by numbers on a screen, but by attention, intention, and authenticity. And here's the paradox. The very same people who don't chase streaks often have stronger, deeper relationships, because when they do show up, it's meaningful. When they do respond, it's full attention. They've freed themselves from obligation, and in doing so, they give more genuine presence to those who matter. Think about yourself for a moment. How often do we confuse consistency with care? How often do we let small numbers, likes, or digital habits dictate our emotions? We see a green streak vanish and immediately feel rejected. We interpret silence as neglect. We forget that the person on the other side has a life, priorities, and limits just like we do. And here's the critical insight. Our worth is never tied to a streak, a notification, or a number. Connection isn't a formula, it's an experience, and the people who don't chase streaks, they've already realized that. The lesson here extends beyond social media. It teaches us about freedom, boundaries, and intentional living. It teaches us that it's okay to choose when and how we show up. It teaches us to protect our energy for the things that truly matter, instead of performing for minor obligations. They don't overcommit unnecessarily. They don't live by other people's timelines. They focus on what matters most, whether that's goals, passions, or meaningful relationships. And in doing so, they teach a quiet but powerful lesson. Real presence is not about responding every day. Real presence is about showing up fully when it counts. So the next time someone skips a streak, instead of feeling hurt or invisible, pause, breathe, reflect. Ask yourself, are they neglecting me or are they choosing focus, freedom, and joy? Because the people who don't chase streaks have already answered that question for themselves. They've chosen quality over quantity, presence over compulsion, and freedom over digital chains. Maybe this is a lesson we all need. It's okay to protect your energy. It's okay to prioritize what matters. It's okay to show up on your own terms. You don't need a streak to connect. You don't need a number to validate love or friendship. You don't need digital pressure to prove your worth. In choosing freedom, intention, and presence, you're not being careless, you're being mature. You're choosing life outside the tiny obligations of a screen. You're choosing to live fully, to connect authentically, and to value your time. Think about the moments that truly matter in your life, the conversations that linger, the laughter that fills a room, the shared silence that feels comforting. Those are the moments that count, not streaks, numbers, or habits. So when you engage, let it be intentional. When you connect, let it be authentic. And when someone doesn't respond to a streak, let it go. Let it fade into the background, just like it should. Because maturity isn't about following every rule. It's about knowing what matters, choosing your priorities, and living life intentionally, one real moment at a time. Comment below, do you care about streaks, or do you live on your own terms? And if you want more videos about psychology, human behavior, and the hidden truths behind everyday choices, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay with me.